In 2013, a meteor exploded over Russia, with the force of 30 Hiroshima bombs. We didn't see it coming because it came from the direction of the sun, hiding in the glare. It was a wake-up call. We realized we were blind to half the sky. We didn't know it at the time, but something else, something much bigger, was already on its way. A silent traveler from the deep dark, moving too fast to be caught. Now, in 2025, it's all happening again. NASA has just confirmed a new object is entering our neighborhood. Only this time, we can see it coming. And things are about to get even stranger. Let's start at the beginning. When astronomers first spotted this object, designated 2026 X1, they assumed it was a standard asteroid, a rock, a piece of debris left over from the formation of the solar system. Originally, they thought it was just another visitor from the Oort cloud, that deep freezer of icy junk surrounding our solar system. But upon closer inspection, they realized 2026 X1 was different. It wasn't behaving like a rock. Everything in our solar system is a slave to the sun's gravity. Planets, comets, asteroids, they all orbit. They are trapped in the gravity well. To escape, you need speed, incredible speed. When we clocked 2026 X1, it was moving at 95 kilometers per second. That is escape velocity on steroids. It wasn't falling into the sun, it was punching through the solar system like a bullet through an apple. It wasn't orbiting, it was traveling. But speed was just the first layer of weirdness. This is where the physics starts to break. As 2026 X1 approached Jupiter, it should have slowed down slightly as it climbed out of the sun's gravity well. That is the law. That is Newton. But it didn't slow down. It sped up. It accelerated away from the sun. If this object was just a rock, that is physically impossible. A rock cannot decide to hit the gas pedal. Something was pushing it. Then came the second layer of weirdness, the visual data. When we look at asteroids, they reflect sunlight. They twinkle as they spin. 2026 X1 is incredibly dark. It absorbs 98% of the light that hits it. It's darker than charcoal. But here's the kicker. It's not tumbling. Most asteroids spin wildly. This object is stable. It is oriented perfectly along its flight path, like an arrow. Imagine a stealth bomber the size of a mountain, gliding silently through the dark, absorbing radar and light. That doesn't happen in nature. We don't have a model for stable, non-reflective arrows in the cosmos. That means it is physically impossible for this object to just be a standard asteroid. It defies the laws of motion, and it defies the laws of formation. It has to be something else. This is the point where the History Channel would tell you it's definitely aliens. And frankly, it's hard to ignore the possibility. Let's play devil's advocate. If you were an advanced civilization and you wanted to send a probe across the galaxy, you'd make it dark to hide it. You'd make it aerodynamic to minimize drag from interstellar dust. And you'd give it an engine. That acceleration we saw? That could be a propulsion system, a light sail catching photons, or an ion drive we can't detect. It fits the data. We traced its path backward. It didn't come from a random direction. It came from the Pleiades cluster, specifically the star Maya. Maya is a young, hot star, a terrible place for life to evolve. But maybe it's a way station? A gravitational slingshot point for a civilization hopping between stars? 2026 X1 didn't transmit any signals we could hear. It was silent, a ghost in the machine. If Oumuamua was a scout and Borisov was a fluke, 2026 X1 is the main event because it isn't alone. Just months after discovering X1, the Vera Rubin Observatory picked up faint traces of two more objects following the exact same trajectory. And then there were three. And X1 is massive. Oumuamua was the size of a skyscraper. 2026 X1 is estimated to be 50 kilometers wide. That's the size of Rhode Island. It's coming from the galactic plane, the dense downtown of the Milky Way where stars are packed tight. This object has passed through millions of solar systems before it reached ours. Right now, it is crossing the orbit of Mars, just 1.5 astronomical units away. It is closer than Jupiter. And it's moving fast enough to cross the distance from the Earth to the Moon in an hour. So, is it an invasion fleet? Probably not. But the natural explanation might be even more terrifying. What if there are planets out there made of dark matter? We know dark matter exists. It makes up 85% of the matter in the universe. We can't see it, but we feel its gravity. What if 2026 to X1 is a shard of a dark planet? Imagine a collision in a shadow galaxy that overlaps our own. A shard of exotic matter is ejected. It interacts with our world only through gravity. It absorbs light because it doesn't interact with photons the way normal matter does. That acceleration. It's not an engine. It's the object interacting with dark matter streams we can't see. It's surfing invisible currents. It explains the speed. It explains the darkness. And it explains why it doesn't look like a rock. It sounds like science fiction. A ghost rock from a shadow universe. But the universe is stranger than fiction. Whether 2026 X1 is an alien probe running silent, or a chunk of dark matter from a hidden dimension, it forces us to admit one thing. We barely know what's out there. We stand to learn a lot about how the universe actually works, on a scale so unfathomably more massive than our own minuscule existence. The door is open. The visitors are here. And the universe is finally revealing its true face. We just have to hope it's friendly.